All right. So, fam, we have a very special guest on this call, and we have a very special call that we're going to do today. So, all right. So, fam, we have a very special guest on. Let me mute this. Boom. Okay. All right. We have a special guest today. My girl, Daniela. She is a trainer, and I want to start providing you guys a little bit more value on our calls. So, Daniela, if you don't mind just introducing yourself to the Abarca Fitness fam.
Hey guys, my name is Daniela. I also go by DQ, um, like Dairy Queen. That's what I used to get called as a kid. Yeah, like he said, I'm a personal trainer in person. I've been in the fitness industry for 5 years now, but I've been lifting for 12. Um, and yeah, I'm really passionate about changing people's lives. I've lost 50 pounds on my own, and that's when I was like, all right. I felt so different and it really honestly just changed my life, like my confidence and my ability to believe that I can change my life. It just completely transformed me as a person. And that's when I was like, I really want to help other people do this. Um, so yeah, that's me. And I'm an artist. So this stuff is online.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
in my little art studio.
Everybody on the chat, say welcome, Daniela. Oh,
Thanks,
yeah.
guys. Thank you.
And she is a client success specialist for Abarca Fitness at the moment as well. So yeah, so she's going to be chiming in to share a little bit of value on our conversation today. Um, and today is going to be a little different because I want to speak about some struggles. Okay, it's going to be a little different, and it's going to bring us a little bit closer together. So I'm not going to be talking about calories. I'm not going to be talking about macros. I'm not going to be talking about workouts. We're going to be talking about things that nobody talks about, and that's the real life struggles that men and mostly women in this community uh, go through during their journey. The days you're exhausted, the times you feel like giving up, the moments you compare yourself to who you used to be and to other people on social media, especially as well. Um, And the point of this is for you guys to realize that you guys are not alone and you guys are not the only ones that feel this way. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to ask is what's the biggest struggle lately that each of you have gone through? Okay. There's a small little button below raising your hands. You guys could raise your hands, or if you guys are a little shy to go on the computer, you guys can you guys can just type it up on the community chat. Not on the community chat, I'm sorry, on the Zoom chat. Okay, so I'll give you guys a few seconds. What's the biggest struggle you guys have been going through lately?
I just wanted to, maybe this is not a big struggle, but for me, it's am I positioned correctly in the machine? I'd love to make sure that I'm reaching what I need to reach because if I'm just pushing or doing something, I feel like my body's not really properly. So sometimes my difficulty is like, am I really doing it correctly?
Got it. And most women feel that way. Um, in the position of machines, is there anything else throughout your workouts or exercises in which you feel like that way as well, Jeanette?
Specifically, like, I think like for an example, for me, is the ankle, the cable. I felt like
Mm,
I was hurting my back. So I was like, okay, what am I doing? I had zero weight on it. And I'm like, I was looking at somebody, I'm like, yo, can somebody tell me like how to do this correctly? But like if it's like the bench press, I'm fine with it. If I'm like I'm okay with the weights, but it's just the cable. It's just something to do with the cables. I feel like I'm doing it incorrectly.
got it. Got it. Understood. And a great solution there would be to Jeanette, where you can record yourself, and you can send it over to the team, to either Aaron or either myself. I'd recommend myself, and we could correct your form right there and then. Okay. Um, Huda says I love chips. Uh, we have Zoom user saying eating right because I am a sweet girl. I love chips candy. Oh, okay. And then Elaine says, this weekend I was super exhausted and just wanted to stay in bed, just having one of those days. Wanda saying, you're speaking my language. Dee, do you want to share a struggle that you've been having lately to the ladies on the call?
Um, well, definitely I'm having two thoughts if I can share two things.
Go ahead.
So when you originally said the struggles, my first thought was getting through the winter without getting depressed because I really struggle with like seasonal depression.
Hmm.
But because I am aware of that, I really start mentally preparing in the fall. I love cardio outdoors. Like, when it was summer, I was hiking an hour, like maybe more every day. Like, I love going outside. I'm in the woods. So like today, I had no motivation to get on the treadmill to walk 3 miles. I was like, this sucks. I hate this. I don't want to do it. But after the first 5 minutes, once I got going and once I like, sometimes I'll read, sometimes I'll watch stuff. But today I was talking to Chat GPT. Once I got going, it was like, all right, it's really not that bad. I'm being dramatic. And I did the full 3 miles. I think it was like maybe 45 minutes. So yeah, I definitely struggle with seasonal depression. So the one thing for me that helps is making it at least enjoyable. Like I know I can't skip cardio. It's not good for me mentally. So yeah. And then just reading everyone's about the sweet tooth and like the I love chips and stuff. I will listen to what I'm craving for and find alternatives to put into my meal plan. Like I'm obsessed with Chipotle and Qdoba, and I obviously can't eat that stuff every day. So I wrote up like a taco bowl that fit into my macros, and it is like my favorite meal right now, and it's super healthy. Ground turkey, super lean, a little bit of rice, lettuce, sour cream, salsa, and guacamole. And I mix it all up, and it is so good. And like, I'm not craving tacos anymore, because I'm like basically eating that. And I also have a really bad sweet tooth. So for that, I specifically save my sweet meal for night because that's when I crave my sweetness. So I have yogurt, honey, sweet granola, and blueberries. So I think like leaning into what you're craving and trying to make it work for you.
Mm, I like that, D.
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that recipe with us. If you can at some
Actually,
point on the call, if you could just like maybe copy and paste it and put it on the chat. Guys, let me know by on the community chat with a fire emoji to motivate Dee to share the recipe on the community chat. Oh, she
you
already.
did.
Give me some fire emojis. Just gave you guys some sauce right here.
Yeah, I don't gatekeep.
Oh
It's so
yeah,
good.
that's what we're talking about. Love it. Cool. There you go. So she just gave you some Chipotle hacks right there with the picture. Hell yeah. Boom.
It's
Oh,
delicious.
dope. I love it. Wanda, go ahead, girl. Unmute yourself.
So
So
I had a
the question
pretty rough
here is,
week.
Yeah, Wanda, just so that I can just ask the question so everybody has context. What's been your biggest struggle lately? Go ahead, Wanda.
Well, as you know, I suffer from really chronic allergies.
Mm,
So I am very sleep deprived over that. That's been my struggles just to get to the gym because I'm sleep deprived. I haven't been able to go to the gym at all this week. Um, I was supposed to be doing something else, and I couldn't even do that. So when I got home today, I got my gym clothing on, but I couldn't. I
mm.
got home and I didn't look anyway, just flat out fell asleep. Um, but the good news is that I do have an appointment coming up, so I can start the immunotherapy um, immediately. That's that's my struggle. I couldn't go to the gym at all this whole week.
Wanda, I appreciate you sharing that with us. And yeah, I mean that must be tough. Another question here, guys, and Wanda, you can stay unmuted. And then anyone else who wants to answer, please raise hands. This way we could go in order. How do you talk to yourself when you fall off track? How do you talk to yourself when you fall off track? If you guys are a little shy to unmute yourselves or raise your hand to be on the camera, feel free to just type it on the community, on the Zoom chat. I keep saying the community chat. Sorry about that. Wanda, go ahead.
I I basically think about what is the purpose that I have, why
Mm,
I'm happy. Um, Immediately when I start thinking about that, and I just also look through the clothing I used to wear too, um, as a motivation. As a matter of fact, that's what I look back to. Um, Good memories of when I was actually fit, and I motivate myself to get back to the gym
got
that
it.
way.
I love it. Anyone else? Hands? Jasmine, go ahead. How do you talk to yourself when you fall off track?
To be honest, lately I've been looking at the pictures of myself that I don't like,
Mm.
um, to kind of like remind myself that's what I want to change.
And how do you feel when you end up seeing it?
Like crap, but it does spark a little bit of motivation. But my issue is more so, I want to say the exhaustion as well. Like I work pretty much a 9 to 5, then I come home. I'm like mentally exhausted at work, and then I come home and then it's okay, I gotta cook dinner, I gotta clean up, I gotta do homework with my kid, go over it, make sure it's good. And then whatever time is left, I have to I really have like no energy to freaking like to do a workout. Sometimes I'll eat my dinner and I'll sit down, and because my body feels like relaxed, I literally just shut down and pass out.
Wow. Wow. And Jasmine, a lot of women feel that way, especially moms. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Anyone else? Guys, I don't see the chat going crazy at all. I just asked the question, nobody's answering. I'm gonna start picking on people. Uche, talk to me. How do you talk to yourself when you fall off track?
I was about to unmute, you know? Um, for me, like, so a lot of the times I will just like remind myself that I have to start with something. Because I think sometimes, I mean, well, Brian, you know this about me. It's like I'm an all or nothing. I've always been like an all or nothing kind of person. So it's like if I can't do everything, it doesn't matter. And so what I've been trying to talk to myself about recently is like the number two. It's like, okay, if I didn't like, okay, like let's say I fell off right for the weekend, or like I was just away this weekend and I came back on Monday.
Mhm.
So like I can't like make it another day after that of not doing something. So even if it's like the next day, like I can't eat perfectly, I'll like work out. Or if I can't, well, not even eat perfectly because none of us eat perfectly, but like if I can't eat, work, like focus on my nutrition, then I'll work out. Or if I can't, get like a lift in, like I'll walk for like 10 minutes. Like something is better than nothing, but I'm trying to like not have it be like 2 days in a row or like I don't do it today and then I don't do it again tomorrow. It's like, okay, if I didn't do it today, tomorrow is going to be the thing. So that it's like on you're building on stuff. Like, because I feel like a lot of us are like, okay, if I, I'll just start again on Monday or whatever. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, like you can like make the next choice like a better choice, or you can make the next day like you can start. But so that's been my thing, is just like it's okay. Like we're human, none of us are gonna be perfect. Like you, even for me, I was away this weekend. I enjoyed myself. I had some drinks. I ate lots of chips and queso. I definitely was not counting my macros this weekend. But once I got back on Monday and I got myself together, I packed my gym bag and I put I was smart and had meal delivery service this week so that I could have healthy options. So that was waiting for me when I got home on Monday. And so Tuesday, I was ready to go. Got in the gym in the morning, had healthy meals, didn't have not one sweet. I was doing good. And the same thing today. So it's something, you know?
Good. Yeah. Uche, I appreciate you sharing that with us
Yeah, no problem.
so much. Guys, please tell on the chat, put some fire emoji if this is valuable for you. Sharing different perspectives and listening to other people's solutions. Kind of get
Can
yeah,
I can I say fire emoji instead of typing it since I'm off mute?
absolutely you can. Fire emoji. Good. Jeanette loves it. Jeanette, speaking about you, what about you? How do you talk to yourself when you fall off track?
Go silent. I actually don't talk. I go really silent and I'm a very emotional person. So it's tears, it's frustration, it's anger. So when I know I let it go, like I know where my headspace is at. So I'm just like, okay, I'll cry for a couple of minutes. I'll get myself up. I want something better. I know what's waiting for me, and I just push myself through. So that's how I deal with my negative when I get in that space.
I hear you. I hear you. Thanks for sharing, Jeanette. What about you, Elaine? Elaine, you're a little quiet there, girl.
Well, I've been listening to everyone's struggles, and I can also relate. But I would say the way I would talk to myself or remind myself. I would always remind myself my goal from the very beginning.
Hmm.
I've always want the first thing that I said was that I wanted everything to be better. And I just tell myself that every day that I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and I want to be a better person. I want to be a different person. So definitely not letting the negativity get to me the way it used to. So now I tell myself, hey, like you're not having such a great day, but you're still going to go to the gym, or you're still going to go on that walk, or you're still going to try to hit, your nutrition goal for the day. And I feel like just that different mindset that I have now definitely helps me whenever I feel like I'm gonna fall off, or I'm going to, if I'm not feeling my best, you know. So um, definitely telling myself those things and just trying every day and telling myself that every day is a new day. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be better. I think that's what really helps me since I started with you guys. So
I love that,
yeah.
E.
Mhm.
Appreciate you sharing that with me and with us. Absolutely.
Can I say that I love that as well, and I'm going to try that because I am my toughest critic, and
Hmm.
I'm not very nice to myself sometimes when it comes to like how I talk to myself and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe that'll work. Thanks, Elaine.
There you go. I love it.
Of course. And if you ever want to talk, I'm here. I'm
Hell
around,
yeah.
even on the community chat.
Hell yeah. You just gave me an idea, guys. Love it. What about you, Catherine? Catherine,
Hey.
talk to me, girl. How do you talk to yourself when you fall off track?
So when I fall off track, um I do best with like being nice to myself. So I literally just kind of remind myself like, hey, be nice to yourself. Remember, like, um, kind of ask myself the question like, why did I fall off? Did I fall off because I was, being bad, or was or trying to be bad, or sneaky, or was I sad, or was I going through something? Was I put in like, in like a bind? So I look at like what made me kind of fall off, and then I start to kind of like speak positive words to myself like, hey, like, this was the reason, like, you were being, let's say for example, I recently I ended up having to eat some fast food, and I was going through some stuff with my grandma, and I was really just being a helpful and kind of trying to be a good family member, and just being there for my grandma, and stepping in for my family when they couldn't, for because they were away. So I ended up eating fast food, and I had to kind of tell myself or talk to myself like, hey, you weren't trying to like fall off or nothing. You have to eat. You love yourself, so you have to eat. You ate somewhat mindfully, and even if even if you didn't eat within your calories, like, tomorrow that's what you're on. Like, I love myself enough to give myself grace, just as much as I love myself enough to tighten up my belt for the next day. And if it doesn't work, then we go to the next day. And if that doesn't work, the next day. You're always, just know it's always going to be the next day. Why? Because you're going to show up for yourself, because you love yourself. So when I speak just words of life and words of love self, that helps me get on track so much quicker than, and I almost become a little girl again. And I'm like, hey, baby, what you need? What's wrong?
Mm.
Like, oh, you want something sweet? Okay, so we could do something sweet, but tomorrow you're gonna show up for yourself? Yes, 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 I am. I become the person I needed when I was younger. So just speaking words of love into myself really does help me get back on track, instead of being mean to myself. And yeah,
I love that, Cat. I love that, Cat.
appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you for sharing. All right. What about you, D? Talk to me. How do you talk to yourself when you fall off track?
When I fall off track, I used to be very, very hard on myself, but I found that I felt like that just didn't quite work for me. So I started reframing my mindset. I got certified for yoga teacher training a few years ago, and honestly, the biggest takeaway that I like had from that training was to not lie to yourself.
Mm.
Um, and so that I try to use that as like if I fall off, like I told you guys about the taco bowl. It was like I kept ordering DoorDash tacos. I kept going to Qdoba. I kept doing that. It was like so I don't lie to myself, right? I'm craving the tacos. I'm craving that. And how can I meet myself where I'm at?
Mm.
Because I'm not going to deny myself that if like let me just find an alternative, right? Um, so not lie. I try not to lie to myself. And I just try to reframe it and use the information that I gather and how can I turn this into like not a negative? How can I learn from this? Um,
Mm.
yeah, and I think speaking positively does actually really make a huge difference. Like especially, when you're losing weight, it makes a difference if you're looking at the mirror and saying, I'm so fat. I hate how I look. I want to lose this weight. The universe doesn't respond to like it's gonna give what you are saying. So if it's like it doesn't hear I want to lose weight, it's not going to hear the negative like or the positive if that makes sense. It's going to hear weight instead of you can reframe that and say I want to gain health. I want to be fit. I want to look and feel beautiful. I want to be confident. And so I just feel like that's a lot more powerful, I think, and motivating. So yeah, whenever I kind of see myself like falling into those words and the certain language, I just try to flip it.
I love that, D.
Yeah.
Sharing. Thanks for sharing. Uh, Speaking about mindset, what about you, mindset Steph? Welcome, Steph.
Hi, everybody. It is nice to be back. I am going to apologize for the camera being off. I am currently pumping and I look crazy, so bear with me. But I did want to touch base a little bit on what Catherine said, and I just want to applaud you because that's honestly something I use a lot in like therapeutic sessions. I love the reflection with a younger self. And it's very meaningful because a lot of us need to be somebody that we wish we had. We want to remind ourselves like not everybody has a child. So we want to make sure that we are being the best versions of ourselves. And sometimes it's easier to do that when you're doing it for someone else. So kind of looking at yourself in a, you know, maybe like a second person, a third person even. I do the same. I'm so hard on myself. And even having the knowledge and experience and background that I do, I still have, everyone's always the hardest critics, right? And even today, I had a really rough day where I was going through my emotions and I had been feeling very off today, and I was just very hard on myself. You know, I was discrediting my labor. I was in labor for 30 hours. It wasn't a vaginal birth. It ended with a C-section, an emergency C-section. And I just felt like I wasn't motherly enough. I felt like I wasn't deserving enough of my daughter. And I'm so lucky to have such a healthy, happy baby girl, but I just was feeling it. And I wanted to remind myself, like, be proud of who you've become. Protect that younger self that I was. And I always reflect back to that little girl that I was and when I was bullied as a kid or what I felt like, or I just wish somebody would have sat there and said, you're doing amazing. You are strong. You're powerful. You're intelligent. You're beautiful. Even when I felt like my lowest. And you guys can all do that for yourselves. And the nice thing is, with that exercise that Catherine brought up, you can even do this yourselves where you can save a picture of you when you were a child on your phone in a favorite photo album or even on your background. And when you're feeling down, what's something that you wish someone would have told you when you were younger? What's something that you could have given yourself when you were younger that you really needed, that you didn't get? And on the days that you're feeling low or weak, look at that picture of yourself and really sit there and say, can I say these hurtful things to this child?
Mm.
And try that. It's really hard to talk poorly or negatively to a child. And that alone is already reframing negative thoughts.
Mm. Wow, powerful. Thanks, mindset Steph. Guys, before my next question, give some fire emojis for mindset Steph. That was some sauce right there. I want to see some fire emojis on the chat. Oh yeah, thanks, Jeanette. All right, last question. What's one thing you're proud of from this past week that nobody else noticed? What's one thing you're proud of from this week that nobody else noticed? Unmute yourself, raise your hand, or type it on the chat if you're a little shy. It's okay. Don't make me start calling on people. I will.
I'll go.
Let's go, Jazz. Come on, girl.
I will say that I have been cooking my meals a lot more as opposed to eating out as often as I used to. So that's a big thing for me.
Wow. Love that. You should be proud of yourself.
I am.
Love it. Who else is next? Come on. Who else? I'm gonna start calling. All right, Catherine said, good. At least, all right. Catherine says, I showed up for myself. Good. Love it. Huda said, I eat clean, no snacking. Look at that. I love it. She said, no snacking, no chips. All right. Elaine, talk to me, girl. A little quiet there, girl.
I would say I started getting my steps in very early in the morning, and I've been doing
Mm,
it for yeah, tomorrow's Thursday, so for a whole week, waking up at 7 in the morning, doing what I gotta do, and then take even if it's like I take my breakfast on the go. Like I know I that's something I've always struggled with from like years ago and since I started. And now like I'll take my yogurt or like whether it's a smoothie and or in a fruit, but I take something and I take some snacks if I think that I'm gonna be out a little bit later, whether it's, working or, gonna go to the gym and I want to have like something after the gym or right before and I'm like busy and I'm like just outside of that to the point where I can't go home. I always have something and I'm not starving myself and I have my water with me so I can always stay hydrated.
love that. Thanks for sharing, E. Who's next? Daniela, talk to me, girl. What's something that you are proud of?
I just typed it. I was just gonna send it. I think just the fact that I stayed consistent with the cardio on the treadmill, like as it's getting colder.
Mm,
Yeah, where like it's so easy when it's nice out for me to like just go out and walk. I love being outside, but it's so hard to get on the treadmill. So yeah.
okay. Thanks for sharing. Good. Zoom user, she says, I am pound. I'm walking. I'm assuming proud. I am proud. I've been walking every morning and trying to go to gym almost every morning. Love that. You should be proud of yourself as well. Uche, talk to me, girl. What's one thing you're proud of from this past week that nobody else noticed?
The blender going in the background. Sorry. I'm trying to, prepare my smoothie for tomorrow and Friday.
Oh, love that.
Um, so I guess I would say that I haven't had any sweets after like this, like, okay, yesterday and today. I haven't had any candy. It's Halloween week too. So
Hmm.
that is a big deal because those damn Reese's ghosts and bats and stuff are like the best and I love them so much. But I'm trying to be good and being like, okay, I can do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then have a treat on Friday and enjoy myself a little bit and then, get back to my regularly scheduled activities, but not go overboard, you know? And I don't feel bad. So it's like interesting because I'm trying to figure out then why some days I like do go overboard, but that's my thing.
Okay. I appreciate that, Uche. Thank you so much. Okay. All right. If there's no one else, guys, what I want you guys to realize is that all of you guys have something in common from sharing all your stories, all your struggles, all your wins just now in this last 36 minutes. It's consistency. And consistency isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about coming back again and again and again. No matter how messy it feels, it's about showing up when you're tired, when you're busy, when you're unmotivated, and still doing something for yourself. Because that's literally how confidence is built. It's not about being perfect. However, if we flip that, it's about not quitting on yourself. And that's what consistency is built on, and that's how you get confidence. Okay. Any comments or concerns? Um, Stephanie, let's start with Stephanie. Stephanie, do you want to say anything else before we close up?
Really, if anybody needs any type of support or wants to talk one-on-one and I haven't already messaged you, just comment or at me in the group chat and I will happily message you. If I can provide any type of like knowledge or insight or any type of support of any kind, or even if you just want somebody to BS with, I'm like on my phone 24/7, especially now that my maternity leave has ended. I am always looking for someone to talk to distract me from being away from my child. So really anything, I'm here for you guys. And if there's anything I can do for you, Brian or Daniela or anyone, just keep me posted.
Love it. Thanks, Mindset Steph. Everybody put some fire emojis for Mindset Steph. Yeah. Thanks, Jazz. Appreciate it. And for Daniela, I'm going to repost your recipe that you gave, your Chipotle recipe that you gave earlier in the call. Dee, do you have any closing remarks that you want to share with the team?
It was just nice to talk to you guys. I've been here the last few weeks just like helping Brian out. But yeah, it was just nice to hop on and just chat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was nice today. I feel like it's good to see that we're not alone when we struggle. And I think that's a really big part of having a community. So
Mhm.
yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Who loved having both Mindset Coach Steph and Daniela on the call? Put me on the chat. I want to I want to see some me's. Yeah. Love it. Cool. My closing remark here, and I wrote it down here because I didn't want to fuck it up. I want you guys to look around on this call. Every single person here is juggling with life, with work, with kids, with stress, and still showing up. That right there is consistency, people. And this is a reminder that you don't have to do this alone. You're part of something bigger now, being in this program, a team that gets it and that supports you and that celebrates it. Okay. And a little homework here, especially since I love that connection that Jasmine and Elaine had earlier in this call. I want you guys to pick one person in this chat right now, okay? And tag them on the community chat. Doesn't matter who, it could be a coach, even, doesn't matter. Introduce yourself, share something about yourself, or ask how their week's going, and check in again by Friday. That's it. Accountability buddies start right here. Okay? It could be anyone. It could be a coach. It could be anyone here. All right? And don't forget, you guys are in the middle of a challenge. So check off that habit that you guys attended this Zoom call. All right? Then if you could, we can have like a mental note here who joined. Obviously, Wanda ended up leaving early, so we can't forget about Wanda. But I love you guys. Have the best Wednesday ever.